We have it, guys. This is the brand new Xbox Series X, not the preview unit you've been seeing online. This is the real deal, what you'll see on store shelves, Jules.
It is, and I'll be honest, we have already had a peek.
We've had a little bit of a peek. We couldn't help ourselves. We were excited. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
It's not every day that a brand new Xbox console arrives in the office 2 weeks before it actually hits the shelves.
This isn't like a weekly thing or a yearly thing. This is like a once every 7 year thing.
Yeah, so we've regressed to 12-year-old boys, and that's fine.
We did film it, but this will be
the official unboxing. So there's no sticky tape, that's okay. We wanted to show you the box itself plus everything you get inside. So first and foremost, Jules, I mean, the all black everything on the front I think is really powerful. That is going to look awesome on a store shelf this holiday season. On the top, you've got the box itself and the controller. At the very back, you've got Master Chief himself, Microsoft's biggest character, who is unfortunately not going to be here at launch because Halo Infinite got delayed. And then on this side, you've got a few specs. Do you want to run us through? Because this is really going through the power of the new Xbox.
These are their selling points here. So you've got 4K 120 frames a second, which is obviously huge. But their next one they're selling is the 8K HDR, which I'm sure is a bit out of reach for everyone, but we're kind of future-proofing ourselves there. They're promoting their Xbox Velocity architecture, which we'll get to shortly, about their cooling system.
Up to 120 hertz, always appreciated.
Yeah, make sure you get the right TV for that. And of course, it's a 4K Blu-ray player, which I don't have.
No, I don't have one either, which is why I think I'm excited to get both the new Xbox and the new PlayStation in so I can finally watch The Lord of the Rings in full HD. However, let's talk about what's inside the box. As we said, we've already taken a sneak peek inside, so there's no sticky tape.
If anything, we've just made it easier to show you what's inside.
Absolutely, because it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Elegant. That is a premium quality feel.
God, who repackaged this? They did a good job.
For a top-of-the-line product. And there it is. I mean, it's surrounded by some really hard-packed foam to make sure nothing damages the Xbox during shipping.
You feel pretty good about it. Like, it's tough, it's secure, it keeps us nice and snug inside.
But the main game, the Xbox, is right there. It's right there as you open the box.
Do we want to get to this, or do we want to show what's in here first?
Before we get to the box, let's go through what's in this little flap. This is everything extra that you get inside the Xbox Series X box. You get the HDMI cable as well as the power cable. One thing I love about that power cable is that power brick is no more. You're not going to have that big chunky box sitting behind your entertainment unit. And then you also have the brand new controller, Jules, if you want to grab that out.
This is one of the most exciting things.
Very similar to the old Xbox One controller, however, there have been a few refinements. There's a new share button. The D-pad has been refined, so it's a little bit more clicky. It's almost like a circle rather than just the 4 directions, which makes it a bit easier to put in those inputs, particularly for fighting games. And at the back, it's covered in all of these itty-bitty tiny dots. I don't even think we'll be able to show them to you properly, but
I'll try and get it closer.
It does add a layer of grip to the controller that wasn't there
Sweaty,
previously.
greasy hands are nothing for this machine.
No. I did want to mention one thing, Jules. This actually came with batteries inside the box.
It's kind of a relief.
That Xbox has not done, though, has been to package in a rechargeable controller. We know that previously they've sold those rechargeable battery packs for extra. So unless you've got a whole bunch of AA's sitting around, you might have to be running out to purchase one of them as well. Do we get to the console, Jules?
Yes, we do. Let's go.
Go for it. You do the honours. Okay. You've done such a good job rewrapping it. I feel like it's only...
Pressure's on.
All right, here we go. All right, let's get this out of the way.
How are your dreams? Oh, I feel like I dropped it a bit too hard.
It's wrapped a bit like a Christmas present.
Alrighty, here it is.
The brand new Xbox Series X. Now, Jules, when this was first announced, a lot of people were quite surprised by the shape of it, the look of it. I mean, we've got the older Xbox consoles on either side here. This looks nothing like any of those.
No, they've really taken the simple architecture route here, so...
It almost looks a little bit like a PC tower. It's obviously very tall. You can lay it sideways, however, that probably wouldn't be my preference. There are little feet on the right-hand side of the console, so you can just flip it, pop it down if you wanted to. However, one thing I'm keen to point out is that the base, which typically sits at the bottom of the console if you've got it upright, isn't removable. So if you do have it on its side like this and you want to slot it into an entertainment unit, that little circle is always going to be jutting out. If you have a problem with that, that's just one thing to know. We might run through what's on the front of the console itself. Obviously, you've got the disk drive and the eject button here, the power button up the top, a USB port to charge anything if you do buy one of those rechargeable controller packs, as well as the syncing button. And then on the back of the console, you have everything from the power to the Ethernet port, HDMI, expandable storage, as well as 2 USB Type A's on the back as well, Jules. It's not just a plain black square though, Jules, because at the top there's a pretty cool little detail.
There is, and this is the thing that's keeping the console cool. And it needs to be kept cool if you want to keep hardcore gaming, as most Xbox gamers will.
Yeah, it's designed in a way so that all of the heat rises up through this vent, and there's a really cool little feature. Everyone thought it might be an LED light at first, but it's just a really nice little plastic colouring. The classic Xbox green can be seen from all different angles there, which is a nice touch.
It is. It's very nice, and you can also, I just noticed this before, you can look through a hole at the back and see all those green.
Oh my god, you can too.
Yeah, we'll get you a close-up of that.
So that's it. I mean, this is the Xbox Series X. This is the main console that we're going to be playing for the next 5 to 7 years. It's kind of crazy to think that this has come around, because it doesn't happen all that often.
It's crazy that we've got to this point, and then to think in another 5 years, no doubt there'll be some like Xbox Series X Pro or something to even top this. But this is, it's like a PC essentially.
And this is top of the line. Microsoft keeps saying that it's the most powerful console on the market. We know it has 12 teraflops of power, if that means anything to you, Grace. So it is a little bit stronger than the PlayStation 5 from a raw spec point of view, but the SSD on the PlayStation 5 is bigger. So we'll have to test and compare those over the coming weeks. We can't show you anything more, unfortunately. We have to wait a couple more days until we can take you through what this thing looks like once it's plugged into a TV. But it's an exciting time here at 9 News. We can't wait to put more content up on 9news.com.au, so stay tuned for that.